On June 5th, it has been 5 days since the last bet, and those spinach companies must have finished recovering and cut a lot of leaks. Eric shook his wine glass and sat down gracefully in front of the computer. Since the spinach company had already cut a stubble, it was his turn to cut a stubble. And Warren's guys are at ease outside, spending his money every day for fun and teasing him from time to time. My money. The most hateful thing is that Judy is a chick who sends him a lot of selfies, all of which are three-point bikinis, and he is surrounded by beautiful women, all Latin styles, hugging left and right and hugging him so happily. Damn, if you weren't too familiar, if you weren't a lace, I'd have done you quite well. Eric thought to himself as he took a sip of his wine. Turn on the computer and post the command on MSN. Sober up. Today is the day of betting. It's time to get some blood out of those casinos. Warren gave a perked face. Are you coming? I've been waiting for you for days. There are 3 games today. Which one are we pressing? Our goal is the second game, which is the United States versus Portugal. Billy. Tell me, brother, how much can Portugal win? My net worth is all with me. Billy's mentality also represents the mentality of the Americans, who themselves know what the level of football in their country is like, so they have no confidence in their national team at all. But the result was another upset, and the American team actually won. So there is a famous saying on the pitch that says, "Football is round, everything is possible." Eric. No, that's wrong. We're going to press the US team to win. Judy immediately let out a frightened expression. Wait, although the school teaches us to be patriotic, there is no need to be patriotic and have trouble with money. Even the Bush family is ruthlessly picking the skin of the country. I've not been eating, drinking, and having fun these days. I've studied football a bit, and Portugal are favorites. They have a lot of big names, and they are a golden generation. And what is our American team? It's all stinky fish and rotten shrimp, and it doesn't add up to as much as a thigh, and it's going to be a massacre. Bordeaux? I agree with Judy. It's not rugby, it's not basketball, it's just garbage in football. Eric had long anticipated that they would object, and typed down the keyboard without hurrying. I know football better than you. Think about the first game. Does anyone think the French team will lose? What's more, this is my money. I won't joke with my own money, and only by pressing the cold can I make more money in a short time. Listen to me, carry out the order. Judy. Well, since you said so, it's your money anyway, but I'm not going to follow. Billy. I'm not going to follow either.
Bordeaux.
Then I'll forget it. Warren. Aren't you two brothers hedging? I'm only $1,000 anyway, and if it's gone, and you don't follow me. At 10 o'clock. In the evening, the game officially started, and according to the strength rankings of the two sides, this was still a game with huge odds. The odds for Portugal are 1 minute and 1.3 seconds, while the odds for the United States are 1:11. This is the first game of the American team. There are no big stars. The team is full of unknown players, and the core player Reina is out due to injury. The whole world is not optimistic about them, and not many people think they will cause an upset. But when this game is over, the odds of the American team will be reduced, so if you want to make money from an upset, the best time is the first game of the group stage. On the other hand, Portugal is the opposite. Figo, Rui Costa, Beto, and others, which are not famous. No matter how you look at it, they all look like they must win, or even win the championship. Under Eric's command, nearly $30 million was sent to major spinach companies. The reason why it's $30 million instead of $190 million is because these companies can't eat it. Spinach Company is not a fool in order to prevent a big upset, so there is a bet ceiling. At most it can only press so much. $30 million is already the limit. Now the reputable and obtainable spinach companies on the market have been pressed by the Eric 5. As for the underground ones, forget it. The unreliable ones are very unreliable, and they will run away if they can't afford to lose. As soon as the referee's whistle blew, the 5 people scattered around the world simultaneously turned their attention to the television screen. As a result, just 4 minutes into the game, the U.S. team gave everyone who underestimated them a resounding big fight. The player wearing the number 20 shirt headed hard at goal, but Portugal goalkeeper Bea barely managed to keep the ball out. But the ball did not stay away from the danger zone, and it happened that the number 5 player of the United States team hit from the side, volleyed with his left foot, and the ball went into the net in response, and the score was 1 o'clock in an instant, which was also the fastest goal in this World Cup so far. For a while, the stadium was stagnant. The whole world was stagnant. Judy, Billy, and Bordeaux were also stunned, except for Eric and Warren. Judy: "Shit. I suddenly regret it. Is the American team so strong?" Billy: "No way. If the American team was really strong, would we still be called a football desert?" Warren let out a mocking expression. "I told you a long time ago that it's absolutely right to buy with Eric. Guys, remember to learn your lesson." Next game was much different from the past. Portugal sleepwalked, as if they hadn't woken up, attacking not like attack, defending not like defense, and being frequently threatened by the United States. When the game entered the 30th minute, the two sides fell into a chaotic scramble, and the number 21 of the American team crossed with his feet. Unexpectedly, the ball touched the back of Costa's head during the run, and then it changed direction strangely and went straight to the goal. No matter how experienced Bea is, he couldn't have expected such a strange route, and the football entered the net again, and in just half an hour, the score was rewritten to 2 o'clock. At this moment, not to mention that Portugal was stunned, even the American number 21 who shot the goal was also confused. He was going to pass the ball instead of shooting. Why did he score in a daze? It was still an own goal. Then Beto faked and ate the Topaz God of War card, which caused several people to be dissatisfied. Billy: "This referee is so friendly, he should be given a red card." Warren: "It's unsportsmanlike and should be taken off the court." Eric thought to himself, "You guys know you'll be yelling there. Basketball isn't the same fake fall, a touch and a knock. This referee doesn't take black money." The U.S. team, which scored another goal, continued to attack wildly, and only 7 minutes later, the U.S. team burst into the penalty area again. Costa and Cotto were still sleepwalking, and the U.S. team scored another goal, and before the first half was over, it was beaten 3 o'clock. At this moment, not only the world was shocked, but the major spinach companies were even more cold. Big upset, definitely big upset. This game will make them spit out the money they earned a few days ago, and I don't know how many more people will be on the rooftop. On MSN, all 4 guys were happy, but then something worried happened. After being poured 3 goals in a row, Portugal seemed to finally come to their senses, and 2 minutes later Beto successfully scored and pulled a goal back, letting the 4 know that this guy would not only fake a fall, but of course attract a lot of scolding. In the following time, Portugal began to attack wildly, and the United States team defended with all its might, which made people nervous. Until the 70th minute of the game, Portugal also rewrote the score to 3-2 with an own goal, and the whole audience cheered instantly. After all, there is still a lot of time left in the game, and there is a lot of hope. Warren: "FUCK. Damn it, what's going on with this number 12? Is he going to play or not?"
Bordeaux:
"Damn Yankees, we bring in so much talent every year. Why don't we bring in a few stars?" Eric: "I don't think it's because I don't want to bring in, but this desert can't attract people, and when they are about to retire, they will choose to retire in the United States." The game continued, and the two sides launched a more fierce offensive and defensive battle. Warren said that his heart couldn't stand it. After all, he pressed $1,000. Eric looked at the screen with a sigh of relief. The outcome of the game was already decided. Sure enough, when the final whistle blew, The fierce ghost crying wolf howl of the four people also sounded in the stereo. 3:2. The United States team beat Portugal in a big upset, and he seemed to hear the sound of gold coins falling. The beauty and entertainment are niche, and soon Gal Gadot will appear, and the new book will be collected.